Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to our podcast on AI in CSR. Today we will be discussing a crucial topic that is tracking the impact of installing solar panels in CSR initiatives. Have you ever wondered why our impact reports don't always reflect the true value of our initiatives? Is it because impact itself is not strong enough, or we are simply not tracking the right parameters? Or perhaps the challenge lies in identifying the key parameters for each initiative and ensuring that the ground teams collect the right data. From my extensive experience in CSR, I believe that the real issue lies in lack of awareness about which metric to track and how to train the ground teams to gather meaningful data. Without qualitative data, even the best CSR efforts will go unnoticed. In today's episode, we will dive deep into what an impact report for a solar panel installation under CSR initiative should look like and how we can improve our data collection for better assessment and reporting. So let's get started. Now, when we install a solar panel, for example, in our last initiative, we successfully installed solar panels in more than 50 plus schools and primary health centers. To be able to understand what is the impact we have had on these centers, we need to first understand what is that we are providing in terms of benefits for these centers. In terms of benefits, these panels will provide energy reliability and access. That means that the centers, whether it is schools or the primary health centers, receive uninterrupted power supply. And this reduces the dependence on erratic grids and diesel generators. They also save cost on electricity bills, and this way means that it frees up funds which can be used for other expenses. It enhances health outcomes by providing 24 by 7 power for essential medical devices. It provides support for medicine, that is storage capacity for both medicines and vaccines, and maintains light and ventilation for the patients. In terms of schools, it provides better learning and education outcomes by keeping lights and fans running in schools, enabling a better learning environment. It can also enable uninterrupted digital classrooms and power science labs. Apart from all of these benefits, solar panels also provide environmental benefits like reduce carbon footprint, promote green energy adoption, and help in mitigation of climate change and contribution to a better planet. Last but not the least, create jobs in installation and maintenance of solar panels. In case our ground team is able to understand all of these benefits beforehand, before we actually start installation of the panel, they can collect the base data depending upon what are the benefits that these centers are going to accrue and what are the parameters or the metrics that they need to collect to be able to show the impact in a better manner. Measuring the impact of solar panels installed by non-profit requires a data-driven metric that can showcase environmental, social, and financial benefits. So what are the key metrics which can be used to measure solar panel impact? The first and foremost and the most important key metric is energy generation and usage. What is the total solar energy generated by the solar panel? That is the amount of electricity produced by the solar panels each month. To be able to track the same, always integrate a solar panel with a smart meter. This smart meter can help us in tracking energy production, like an L&T ERP 300 smart meter, or it can also help us in providing real-time monitoring and up-to-date data on electricity consumption and solar energy generation. It can also provide us remote accessibility so that we can access the data remotely for analysis and maintenance. So the use of meters which have IoT sensors like Genus smart meters, which are called as the Saksham smart meters, can help us in tracking real-time data of electricity generation from the solar panels. There could be instances where you might have actually installed the solar panels without a smart meter. In those instances, how would you calculate the total amount of electricity generated? It's very easy. Please remember a simple calculation. First, check the wattage of the solar panel that you're using. The most common solar panels are available in three sizes: 100 watt, 300 watt, and 400 watt. Now, in the areas where we install, we use a 300-watt solar panel. So we use a 300-watt solar panel. The second parameter for calculation is how many hours, that is how many hours in a day do we have peak sun. In this calculation, we are going to use 7 hours per day, that is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We need to multiply the solar panel wattage by peak sun hours multiplied by 75%. That is, we are using a factor of 0.75 to account for 25% losses within the system. It could be AC-DC conversion, it could be inverter, it could be charge controller, battery. So we are not going to get 100% efficiency. We are going to take it at 75% efficiency. So multiply 300 watts of solar panel into 7 hours into 0.75 divided by 1000. So we are going to get a electricity generation of 1.575 kilowatt hour per day. What is the second most important parameter or metric that we are going to monitor? The second most important metric is reduction in grid electricity consumption in terms of kilowatt hour. So this reflects the decrease in dependency on fossil fuel based power. For example, in the area where we installed solar panels, the area is dependent upon a thermal power unit for power generation. So whenever you are replacing 1 kilowatt of thermal power with solar energy, we have a benefit of almost 1 to 1.2 kgs of carbon emissions. That means from our previous calculation, in case we are generating 1.5 kilowatt hour of electricity per day using solar panel, we are saving nearly 1.35 kgs of carbon dioxide emission per day. This apart from reduction in SO2, NO2 and particulate matter. Please note that thermal power plants not only use coal, they can also use natural gases, diesels and HFO. We need to find out the primary source of electricity for the installed area. What is the source of energy which is used in the thermal power plant in that particular area? And calculate the amount of emission for each component. It could be diesel, it could be coal, it could be natural gas. Now, coal is the one which is most commonly used, and that is the calculation that we are showing on the slide. Any AI powered software like ChatGPT can do these calculations easily for you once you have calculated the total amount of energy which is being produced by the solar panel by yourself or by use of a smart meter. Input this calculation into ChatGPT or any AI powered tool, and it will calculate the amount of carbon emissions that you are able to save by producing the same amount of energy through solar panel generation. The third metric to be calculated is the environmental impact, that is carbon dioxide reduction and sustainability. Carbon emission reduction shows how much pollution is avoided. In our previous calculation, we actually calculated what is the carbon emission reduction that has been, prevented by using solar instead of a fossil fuel. Equivalent tree planted converts this carbon savings into tree equivalents for a easy understanding. Now, through our previous calculation, we calculated that 1.5 kilowatt hour of energy produced by solar panel helps in saving of 1.3 kgs of carbon dioxide emissions per day. Now convert this 1.35 kgs of carbon dioxide saving per day into tree equivalent. That is, we need to consider how much carbon dioxide a tree absorbs. On an average, a mature tree absorbs 22 kgs of carbon dioxide per year. Varying on the species and climate, we are taking an average rate. This translates to 0.06 kgs of carbon dioxide per day per tree. How do we do the tree equivalent calculation? Now, in the previous calculation, we calculated, again reiterating that we have calculated 1.35 kgs of carbon dioxide saved per day divided by total amount of carbon dioxide saved per day per tree, that is 0.6 kgs. So we are actually saving 22.5 trees per day. So saving 1.35 kgs of carbon dioxide per day is equivalent to daily carbon absorption of about 22 to 23 trees. That means over a year, we are actually equating 8,200 Ts absorbing carbon dioxide at the same rate. This conversion makes it easy for us to visualize the impact of solar panel installation in terms of environmental benefit. This, apart from air pollution reduction, which is which can be measured in terms of improvements in air quality. Fourth metric that we use is financial saving, and this is the most commonly used metrics by any organization. Now, if you look at the electricity cost savings due to installation of solar panel, in India we pay around 6 to 7 rupees per kilowatt for residential purposes and around 11 rupees per kilowatt for commercial purposes. You have calculated the total amount of electricity generated by solar panels per month. This you could have calculated either by using a smart meter or manual calculation, which has been demonstrated in the previous slides. Now, multiply this total amount of electricity generated with the amount of rate for power supply, given if it is a residential supply or a commercial supply, and get the savings per month. Now, these savings can be multiplied into yearly savings, and we can calculate easily the lifetime savings of solar panels over a period of 20 to 25 years. Another way of measuring the savings is comparing the electricity bill before and after solar panel installation. An important parameter that we forget to mention in the report is for the amount of savings that is happened through electricity bill, how have these savings been utilized? Have these been utilized by the school for some purposeful activity? Maybe that it has been utilized in upgradation of infrastructure, or it has been utilized in providing better teaching techniques. That has to be documented. Similarly, in terms of your PHCs or medical centers where solar panels have been installed, if there has been a saving in electricity bill, where has the amount been utilized? In which expense has been expended? So we need to make a note of those, benefits which have happened through saving this particular amount. The fifth metric which needs to be updated to assess the impact of solar panel is the social and community impact metrics. In social and community impact metrics, we assess the number of beneficiaries who have benefited through these initiatives, like the total number of students in the schools which have been benefited by solar panels, or the total number of patients which visit the PHC or the hospitals which have been benefited by the solar panels. Solar panels provide an improved energy access, that is 24/7 supply of electricity, particularly in primary health centers where emergency medical procedures or surgical procedures take place. So apart from ensuring that electricity is available for all of these critical procedures, we also need to make a note of the total number of devices in a primary health center or in a hospital which are dependent on 24/7 supply of uninterrupted electricity. For example, it could be ventilators, it could be devices used in an operation theater. Make a note of all of those devices. Apart from this, what is the storage capacity? What is the better storage which has been provided in terms of refrigeration? How many vaccines have been stored? How many medicines have been stored? And they have been protected because of uninterrupted supply of electricity. We need to make a note of it. In terms of schools, a better learning environment and a better learning outcome because of uninterrupted availability of fans and light. If there is a smart digital classroom, how many hours of uninterrupted electricity has been supplied for a smart digital classroom? And if there is a science lab, if there has been an uninterrupted supply in science lab, which has benefited the students. All of this needs to be noted down. Apart from this, we also need to remember that these initiatives also help in job creation. So the total number of green jobs which have been supported by installation and maintenance of these solar panels need to be noted. Thank you so much for listening into the entire presentation. Please remember we need to present the data to the stakeholders in a very effective and an impactful manner. For the same, please create impactful dashboards using proper data, using all the metrics that have been demonstrated in the presentation. Create good annual reports before and after comparison of energy savings, carbon dioxide reduction, financial savings. Create a report on the beneficiaries. Also use effective storytelling and case studies to highlight personal stories of the communities benefiting from the solar power. In case you need help in selecting any specific tool for your nonprofit needs, please feel free to contact us in case you need support in this area. Thank you very much.